New York City, a city of dream, a city of opportunity, and a city of second chance. It's a city of million immigrants. Today, we will explore a very special place for the first time, the Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty welcomes millions of people, millions of immigrants. And today is the day that we will explore her and give you guys a full tour of Statue of Liberty. So before we do that, if you haven't given a like to this video, make sure give a like to this video. And if you are new to my channel, make sure consider subscribing to my channel for regular updates and video like that. So the first information you will need that how to get a ticket and how much does it cost and can you book it early? Yes, you can book it in advance. And as for today, the ticket cost $30 for an adult, and I put a link in my video description so you will find a way to book the ticket. The second most important information that you will need how to be there. You can take your car or public transportation system to be here. I highly recommend to use public transportation system R or W train and get out at Whitehall Southwest Station, and then it's 2 to 3 minute walk, because finding a parking in Manhattan, it's very painful and expensive. So I highly recommend you use public transportation system. So without further ado, let's start the exploration and begin our journey. Our journey to Liberty Island start from here. This is the boat that we will ride today and go to Liberty Island. So before we get into the boat, I want to share a piece of information that if you are planning to visit Statue of Liberty or Ellis Island, you had to go through a security check that I already passed. It's kind of airport style security. You had to remove your belt, your belongings will be go through a scanner, even if you will also go through a scanner. So I hope you will plan your visit accordingly and keep in mind that. Basically, this boat has 2 decks. I am heading towards the top deck because that's open and you will get the best view and the natural environment. So that's the first look of Statue of Liberty. It's pretty far, but there she is. We are heading toward that way real quick and we will be amazed to see her beauty from so close. And this is my first time I'm visiting there, so I'm really excited, and I hope for those who are already board into the ship, they're also very excited, and you will see how excited they are as we start our ride. Here I want to give you a quick pro tips that if you are planning to visit Statue of Liberty, so book your seat early because this is not a peak season. Still you can see the crowd. During the peak season, at least arrive 30 minutes earlier, otherwise you will not get a best place to sit. Even though it's a short ride, but it does matter when you will go near the Statue of Liberty, because the beauty of Statue of Liberty is really enhanced when you close to it. So everyone wants to take a picture. So getting a perfect seat is very important, or a perfect place is very important. Before we reach to the Statue of Liberty, I want to give you guys a quick information about Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty monument was gifted to the USA by France in 1886. Basically, it was made in 1876, but for some reason it was gifted 1886 as a celebration of 100 years of American independence. And Statue of Liberty is a symbol of friendship, symbol of freedom, and the most important information that Statue of Liberty designed by Frederick Auguste Bartholdi, and the metal framework was built by Gustave Eiffel, who basically made the Eiffel Tower. And for those who doesn't know, that Statue of Liberty made of iron and copper. Inside they had an iron frame, and outside they had copper. And the torch you are seeing, this is not a real torch, because the real torch was placed inside the museum and it's made with gold. We finally reached our destination, and the first thing we will explore here in Liberty Island, the Statue of Liberty Museum. It's pretty nice, so let's get inside and see what's going on inside of Statue of Liberty Museum, because this is my first time, so I will also explore with you guys. But I do know for sure that we can see the real torch of Lady Liberty inside of this museum.
at that time.
So finally the time is arrived. This is the original torch of Statue of Liberty that placed inside the museum, and I feel so great to see this piece of architecture from so close, and it's so detailed. I feel really amazed, and in the background you can see the Statue of Liberty standing with her dignity and with her freedom. I want to share a fun fact with you guys. The Statue of Liberty basically faces towards southeast. Do you know why this is happening? Because as the ship boat enter to the New York harbor, it's mean welcome to New York City. It's a symbol of welcoming. That's why Statue of Liberty face toward southeast. You can pause the video and read why Statue of Liberty is green. And another fun fact is Statue of Liberty was one of the highest iron structure in 1886. Can you believe it? And I also hear that 300 different types of hammers used to give a shape of the copper structure. Isn't it fancy? And I also hear another fun fact that Statue of Liberty wear a shoe size of 879. That was pretty much it inside the Statue of Liberty Museum. I see lots of new stuff. I learned lots of new things, but I haven't get a chance to show you everything. I highly recommend you come by yourself, stay here for a long time and read everything, and you will definitely learn something new for sure. And this is the way you can go to the rooftop of the museum, and from there you can get a epic view of New York City skyline. I mean, one of the best I ever seen of New York skyline view. You can pretty much see the downtown Manhattan, Hudson Yard, Empire State Building, then Central Park Tower, almost most of the famous skyline of New York City. So guys, that was pretty much it for Statue of Liberty. Now I'm heading back to the line from where I can get the ferry and go to the Ellis Island Immigration Museum. So after I reach there, we'll start exploring Ellis Island. That's it for today in Statue of Liberty. I'll see you in a different video in Ellis Island where I will explore the museum. You will get a whole tour of Ellis Island Immigration Museum. The video will be published soon and you will find the link in my video description box. Till then, stay safe and stay positive.
I found myself in front of you, but I couldn't find the